intros and stuff?
Oh shit.
Welcome back, everybody. It's another exciting night of TCL action. I am Rudy, joined on the desk here by my man Sandy Snake, and this is week 3, day 2. We have the beautiful mutant sausages versus Tails Never Fails. Sandy, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here. Should be an exciting matchup. I believe these are the only two teams without a win. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. We don't have the teams in their entirety. I'd say one of the things that is very notable about our game tonight is that the normal carry for the team, the overall first pick of the draft, Tailwhip himself, namesake of the team, is out, being subbed in by our amazing commissioner, Abarn himself, down in the bot lane instead of his typical mid role. So we'll have to see how that affects things. But I don't know. What are your early thoughts on this matchup? These are, as you said, two teams without a win, both hungry for some blood.
Well, I think something that is noted by one playing controls team and the or tail. Sorry, that's the sausages. They
Hmm.
are pretty volatile, and they kind of play individually well, but they don't play well together, which that just can make for some chaotic games. I kind of think that's the same thing with Tails Never Fails. And then when you're winless, I feel like that can just create some very up and down moments.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of interested to see how the games end up playing. That being said, with Abarn subbing in, I think it's kind of interesting because he doesn't seem like a chaotic player to me.
No.
He seems to be a pretty orchestrated one, so it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of fits in with those four while playing against another five that are kind of scattered. I
Sure.
don't mean
Yeah.
scattered in a bad way either. There could be
But I mean,
chaos and skirmishes that are good. So
yeah, when you have Speedy and IREP on the same team, I think scattered is a nice way to describe it, right? As we get into pick bans here, draft, champ select, yeah, seen everything just fine. It's gonna be, I think, the bot lane from the side of TNF is gonna be pretty predictable. Like everyone's gonna play like hyperscaling ADs like Kaisa, Jinx, maybe a Xayah in there if he's feeling particularly threatened. On the other side, you have Speedy and IREP, and you never know what they're gonna play.
yeah, it's true. Starting off with the Briar ban targeted at Bully, he seems to be having a nice little end of the year ranked grind with the
Yep.
Briar. Had a pretty decent win rate, so no surprise there. LeBlanc coming out toward control. I kind of talked about this when we played Control's team. If you needed to ban it, the champ is just kind of gutted right now, but people are
Is it
still
that
pretty
bad?
afraid. It feels pretty bad. I mean, Control's good, and I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't want to play against it either, but the champ is in a rough spot.
Okay. Hippo, by the way, I'm getting news that the draft screen is not working right now. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not working. And I can see that on the stream as well. So while we get that figured out, I will let you guys know what's happening. There's been a Jinx Morgana Briar ban from the side of BMS. LeBlanc, Zach Mordekaiser taken away from TNF, or by TNF, sorry. We're getting to our first picks here, so we'll get that figured out here in a second. Thank you, Ryoklu, for letting me know.
Starting off with this top, oh man, I was just about to say, I hope they just blind Renekton here, because I think that's a turbo pick, but they're just actually going to
Music,
blind
yeah.
Scion.
I mean, Music put the beatdown on Blood the other day with that, so we
Yeah,
definitely know he can play it.
I totally would have blind picked it. I think it's probably one of the best top laners in the game, at least top 3, and Music is put a lot of games on it, and if I remember correctly, he was at like a 60% win rate in Emerald with it, so he knows what he's doing. I would have taken that all day if I were him. It's just a power pick, but I guess they wanted
Okay.
to deny the Scion pick.
Yeah, makes sense. Also, Hippo, just so you know, the bans are now showing up, but the picks are not yet. So you fixed something. It looks better, but still not perfect. But thank you for trying. On the other side, we got a Renata locked in for Lemon. Makes a lot of sense. And a Cho'Gath matched into the Scion in the top lane. So you got two infinite HP scalers on the map. I like Cho'Gath for J-Bob. Pretty safe champion. You know, all you have to do is sit back, scale, catch the farm you can. Scion, not like incredibly threatening, you know? So you have a chance to do whatever you need to do. Hippo, I love the adaptation. Good job. So you guys, not our normal flashy TCL display, but you should now be able to see the champ select, and we'll get this all figured out. Thank you for bearing with us. Hippo, great job. IREP picks up the Blitzcrank into the Renata. I love that. Renata's whole thing is counter engage, right? Blitzcrank, not really engaged. Just pick, you know? Instead of us fighting into you, you can just suddenly be in the middle of all of us, right?
Depending what they pick with Renata lanes early can be pretty oppressive if you go like a really aggressive AD carry, because they always have the bailout, and then she does have decent range. But the Blitzcrank is, like you said, it can disrupt what she wants to do. That being said, in the early laning phase, if he whiffs a hook, you got like a good 15 seconds of just a beat down
I
that
think
you're
it's like
going
18.
to withstand.
He got a couple of small nerfs. It's pretty long.
Yeah, it's
And
if you
also
don't hit
costs
it,
like
it's
100
rough.
mana out of the 425 mana that he has at level 1.
Uh-huh.
So you're
Oh,
for sure
don't go,
correct there.
Don't go Ezreal here. Well,
Why don't you like that?
I don't like it because I think Renata can play really aggressive, like levels 2 to 3, really aggressive, and you can really push in waves, and you can get a lot of good trades down on champions. So I like going really aggressive AD carries with Renata early. Ezreal just kind of is going to play at range, and the Caitlyn can kind of just do whatever she wants now. They're not going to be able to pressure them as hard, but
Well, I think that relies on like the supports knowing how to play those lanes, and I don't think Lemon would ever go aggressively into a Blitzcrank. Like it's just, I could be wrong. Like he's shown flashes of like true brilliance, like well above his solo queue grind, because he doesn't do much grinding in solo queue this season. So maybe, but I think he's probably thinking they have the Blitzcrank. Let's play safe, make sure that we're able to be relevant in this game and not just get picked. I don't know if he has the confidence in himself that he needs to play into that. Second round's a band here. Taking out the Karthus, we actually talked about it a little bit earlier. Forgive me if I misquote you here, but you were saying that AD Bruisers seem pretty weak in the junglers, but tanks and AP doing pretty well still. The Karthus gets taken away, as does the Amumu and the Rammus, so picking on both jungle pools, taking the tanks away from Rick and the AP away from Bully. Curious what that leaves up here for them. I mean, a lot of options on both sides. Like, Sejuani's still on the board. Disgustingly strong champ. Zach got taken away first round, so that's a classic one out of the game. And with the Trundle ban, I feel like we're going to see a Sedge pick from Johnny Rick.
probably. I believe I can't remember. Did he play Nautilus jungle, or was that a different jungler?
He did? That has to have been him, right?
I think that was him.
Yeah,
it didn't,
that was like
it didn't
week
look
1.
great, but I think
No, it
he
looked
did.
terrible. Let's not. Maybe he's going to play Blitzcrank jungle this time, you know?
Maybe. Or, I mean, it could be Scion jungle.
It could be. Actually, no, that's a great call out. Rick has played that before.
I feel like his champ pool's pretty
you're
pinched.
you're brilliant, Sandy. You're a brilliant person.
And I'm happy that they grab Renekton here. I think this is just what Music should be playing. I actually think Music's a good top laner. I think he does well as Renekton.
Yeah.
He seems to understand the limits of it, so it's a good pick. There's not much you can pick into Renekton that wins, especially if it's coming from J-Bob, the top laner, right?
If Cho'Gath misses that rupture, it's going to be a bad day for him.
It's gonna be rough.
How are they going to round this out? What is Control going to play mid? Syndra, classic Control mage, safe, strong. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you're asking me what I would blind pick, and Syndra is probably mid is just in a bad role or a bad spot for the role. I think Syndra probably is one of the blind pick ones just to go with. So curious what he ends up playing into.
Yeah. So Fizz from Tony. I think Steve shouted out last night that he's been looking for a Fizz from Tony all season. We got to see what I'll Take Mid can do on it last night. He made that AD carry go like 0-9-0 or something disgusting. It was a rough time. It was a rough time, but I mean, what a champion Fizz is. Not sure how that specific matchup goes, but if anybody in the Twitch stream wants to give us a thought on what they think is going to happen, hop into the armchair analyst section of the Discord, and we'll pull you into the cast to hear your thoughts. But until anybody does that, Sandy, looking at these team comps, what you thinking?
I would probably give this to the sausages over Tails Never Fails. I think I like their comp a little bit better. Fizz can do well into Syndra once he gets his ult and they're both level 6, he can dodge a lot of Syndra's stuff, and it's pretty easy to dodge. That being said, I think he'll just kind of get stuffed up with how much CC is left on the rest of the team. So as long as Control doesn't die, or if Tony doesn't get a really good roam off and get a couple kills, if this match goes even in 10-15 minutes, I feel like the sausages probably just win this one.
Yeah, they definitely have a more classic composition. Something we didn't talk a lot about is that Lilia. I really love to see that. I mean, if they, I guess the side of, not BMS, sorry, TNF really has a fight back comp. Like if you're fighting into them, it's going to be pretty rough until they turn on you, into that Renata, into the Lilia, into the Cho'Gath. But they didn't really have any form of actual engage, you know? And Lilia
Yeah.
gives you a bit of that. You hit the ball, you get sleep on a couple people, you run up on them. I just think it's tough because the other comp doesn't necessarily need to fight forward. They're just going to fish around with those Blitzcrank hooks, and if one connects, fight's going to get a lot harder 4v5.
Yeah. There's something I always like to build comps around, and it's like the idea of agency. An agency doesn't have to be like a Flash, a Mumu R, or a Sedgeald. It doesn't have to be like a big tank engage. It
Mm-hmm.
just has to be something that can push forward in some way, whether it's poke,
Fizzle,
whether it's like kind of, or
I guess, what are
Scion
you
could
thinking?
just Scion could ult in. You have Caitlyn traps to slowly advance forward.
Mm-hmm.
Renekton has a way to walk forward but dash out. So they have ways to check and push forward and also engage if they wanted. Whereas on the side of Tails Never Fails, they don't really have a great way of making something happen. It doesn't have to
Mm-hmm.
be an engage, but to push an objective or to siege a tower, um, they kind of are just like you said, fighting backwards. Which I mean, it can work. I think it's harder to execute though.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of all have to be on the same page.
Yeah,
You
my
have to
team
be able to play
knows. Oh
slow.
god. Yeah, my team knows nothing about fighting backwards. Again, Josh said it last night. We have flashes, and that stands for, or the F stands for forward. That's the only direction we go.
Yeah, but it works
Never.
because you guys are all on the same page, right?
That's true.
So it
That's true.
works.
We are all bloodthirsty sons of bitches, and
It's
it's worked
it's a
for us so
hard
far.
concept of playing slow, like playing around
Hmm.
timers in the same fight. Like usually
Yeah,
people
you
just
get
want to like
twitchy.
dogpile. Yeah, you just want to
You're
dogpile and
describing
end it.
what everybody says my biggest problem is in League of Legends. I want to go in. That's what I want to do.
Sure.
But Lemon and I are very different players. I think he's going to do a lot better at playing it slow and waiting for the right moment. Meanwhile, Abarn on the Ezreal. Not what I thought he'd pick with Jinx on the board. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Jinx wasn't on the board. I'm trolling. I don't love Ezreal. Maybe he's just really scared of IREP on the Blitzcrank. It's IREP, so I imagine he's going to take Hex Flash if he takes Flash at all, and probably build full AP.
Probably. That sounds like something he would do.
Or
I would
Heartsteel.
think
It's one of the two.
I think I would have preferred him going Zaya, and I think he does play Zaya
Yeah, Zaya's
pretty well.
so good right now.
Yeah.
So much safety, but I guess that safety relies on you having 6. Maybe it's the early lane state he's worried about.
Sure. Yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes. Apparently he knows something we don't, right?
I mean, he at least has an idea of what he thinks it's going to be like. You gave your pick. You gave it to BMS. I'm going to give it to the other team just for the contract. I have a lot of faith in Lemon's Renata. Like, he is so solid on it this year so far.
Nice.
I have no reason to doubt it. And again, as long as those Blitzcrank Qs don't hit and they don't get just wrecked by the Caitlyn autos, I like the Ezreal Renata glass lane. I am focusing a lot on bot lane right now, though. I don't know. I think Tony's going to roam and get like 4 kills before 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's where the thing with Fizz comes down. Like, I don't like going against him because I feel like I just kind of smash him in lane, and then he gets one good roam off, and like he gets 2 kills. The next thing you know, he's just walking around one-shotting all the carries.
Wait. Smash him in lane? You mean like Abarn who died at level 3 last night under his own turret?
But didn't they start that game off like 0-5 because he invaded?
04.
I'll,
They start off 04. And
I'll
that
give
is
him.
because Rel is a disgusting champion, and Toasty said, hey, let's stack this push.
Yeah, yeah, it was rough to see that, but I'll give Abarn the benefit of the doubt that
Okay.
that was just.
I
a
don't know
bad
why.
start.
See, this is. Side note as we get into game here. It was rough to see that, he says. You know, maybe it was great to see that. Maybe you were cheering for Ride or Die. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. That's all I'm saying. We're not always the villains.
I want everyone to win, so
Oh my God,
I'm on
Sandy.
nobody's side.
Stop being so nice. This is a competition, don't you know?
Well, we got a little stack here. Let's see how greedy IREP is.
I mean, solo, I don't think he's that greedy.
I don't know, man.
I would have believed he's gonna walk around and try to like cue the the blue buff, try to reset it or steal it. Like that'd actually be hilarious. I hope he does it. But it looks like they couldn't invade. Rick just now leaving base. No chance for any shenanigans.
Well, I'm curious now where all the focus is going to be for Rick. I don't know. Mid is kind of a weird gank. Scion Syndra doesn't sound like a successful time trying to camp a Fizz. You could make him play bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like if you don't hit a Blitzcrank hook. I don't know how much follow up there is with
Yeah,
Scion
like
until
Sion's
he's
just
level
gonna walk
6.
in. I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Walk into lane? You need the setup from the laners. But that kind of goes for both sides. Lilia, also not a super effective early ganker. So with that, as we start laning, one more question for you. Well, I'm gonna ask you like 30 more questions tonight at least, but one more right now. Where's first blood gonna be?
I would say top. I would just put all my focus top, and if I was the sausages, that's what I would play around is the top side of the map. Because I think Renekton can at least set up early games, and the Cho'Gath's going to be really pressured. I would just set up a dive and have Scion tank, and then if he dies, he at least has his passive to get some more damage onto the Cho'Gath and into the tower. So, as we say,
Early
that is a pretty
electrocute prot.
successful
Tony does
trade.
go in, gets the early level 2, chunking him out. Was taking those autos like a champ earlier, managing to get some back, and I completely forgot I was play calling there, so I got the next one. Don't worry.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like you just need to put your pressure on the top side of the map. Lilia doesn't have too much pressure unless her lane's
Ooh, Renekton invading the red buff right now as we see a little scrapping in the mid. We might... No, he just went to ward it. Okay. So we will know exactly where Bully is going to be. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, the Caitlyn is pushed up with the Blitzcrank, which is what we'd expect. So now they're just going to look to go fishing under turret. They have that trap line down pretty aggressively, saying you guys do not get to walk out past your turret. This is our lane now. And that's some early dominance that's being established.
It is.
Music level 3, getting his full combo onto J-Bob. Manages to trade back a single auto there at the end, but definitely going to be a little Renekton favored. When that cooldown comes, or yeah, I was going to say, when that rotation comes back up, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
A couple more quick trades, yeah. Oh,
believe it or not, there's a crazy kill angle there for Music. I wonder if he's going to go for it. The Cho'Gath does need to be pretty careful here.
Fun fact, Renekton is actually my most played top laner. I played a lot of it back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Of course, I played it in, like, Silver 2, so does that even count? But
what skin did you play
oh, God, what was it? Oh, I went Pool Party. Pool Party was such a good skin. With the surfboard swinging around. It was a lot of fun. IREP on the early roam manages to crash the wave, and it's here now. Okay, throws the hook out, willy-nilly. What skin is that on the Blitzcrank? That's not the ones that I use. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, when you're crashing the wave, but bot lane, they are going pretty aggressively on the Caitlyn. She hasn't had to use any summoners yet. In the top lane, we're watching them trade around. Yeah, I mean, when you see the support on the roam, you know it's 2v1. See what you can do. Get some pressure back.
It's interesting how this bot lane's playing out. I know people always say Caitlyn's a lane bully, but I think she's a lane bully depending on who her support is. It's weird how the sausages, because I feel like Ezreal and Renata can totally push this lane in and keep them under tower quite handily, and then that frees up your jungle to do whatever. Oh, there's the first blood.
That happened top, yeah. Just like you called it out, he's going to gank top early. They're going to get the kill. J-Bob dying with his flash up, so curious how fast he came in there. Will get his TP. Bot lane, Caitlyn gets a kill onto the Renata. So another kill going down there. I have to imagine that was a hook because he died with flash up, meaning it's just going to be the hook, the knock up, the trap, the net, boom, you're dead, right?
Yeah, I think I would agree. But yeah, the top lane play, it's just, I feel like that's the only option they had. And it's good job by Rick and Music for at least communicating that there's a lot of pressure. We can continue this pressure pretty safely, and it is probably the only gank that's possible. I mean, controls. He has teleport over.
Tony control trading in here. I mean, until Tony hits 6, I don't think it's a kill angle. He does still have Ignite up, though, so maybe on the next rotation he's looking for it. Control almost out of mana. Probably knows what Tony's thinking. I have to imagine they're pretty close to 6 as well. Rick hovering around in the bush. Bully not far away either. With the pink ward on the top side river, they might be getting a 2v2 scrap coming up here in a second. Lemon also on the roam, coming up to match it. IREP in the bot lane, gonna spot out Rick. They know what's happening mid. Bully's looking for a bit of counter jungling. Yeah, I mean, aggressive play by Rick so far. I like to see it.
Control needs to be careful. This is a kill angle even without the Fizzar. He just has so much. He has one of the highest electrocute combos early game of the game. Plus the ignite. He could
What do
die.
you mean by highest?
Like the amount of damage and the ease that you can proc the electrocute. Oh god, I think he's just dead here. Oh, Tony didn't
I don't know.
flash.
I think he outplayed.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! What?
I don't
the
know why
heck?
Tony didn't just flash
Oh
auto
my
W ignite for the kill.
Golly.
But he didn't, so Tony's gonna die there. Control survives the first gank with his TP still up. Music hunting down J-Bob in the top lane. Bully is in the area, gonna come show off a little, at least provide some support. There you go. Trade it back, J-Bob. Get that rupture.
Wow, how turbo is this Renekton right now? I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think
the
they could
dragon's
even.
being started up.
I don't think he could even 2v1 him right there. And yeah, and now that they see jungle topside, and then you have this monster up there, and then Control got a kill onto the Fizz. He just gives you free rotation down to this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. It does.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Tony's back in. Control is going to die this time without flash. Yeah, channels his recall just as a little bit of fun. Never backed. Still had his TP. Still hadn't gotten his first back off. Wanted to push the lane and provide the pressure for his team taking dragons. But yeah, I mean, Music not getting the kill there on J-Bob in the top lane didn't matter at all. Forced Bully to show. They knew they had a free Drake. Easy stuff, you know. That's pressure on the map.
Yep, it's a good recognition of it. Unfortunately for Control, he just greeds for a wave, and he took a really greedy back there. Unfortunate because that solo kill he managed to get actually bought him a lot of time and a lot of pressure.
He's on the
over
roam.
this Fizz.
I do think he can do some damage. Hit that rupture. He misses the rupture. It's okay, though. They're autoing. They do force out his thing. Q's going to give back some health. They're going back in. Flashes the rupture. Tony's in. Does he have the playful trickster? Oh, can't talk. Sorry. Does not have it up. Gonna have to flash out. Surviving with very narrow health bars. But, I mean, he bought he bought J-Bob some pressure, right? Forced out the ult and flash from the Renekton. Oh, my goodness. I missed everything that happened there. Abarn's going to have to flash out. Bailout shield coming up. Bully is coming in, though. Is level 6. Hits the seeds onto Speedy. Speedy's going to die. Channeling the ult. Kills Abarn. No. He is going to go down here. Make sure you give that kill over to Lilia. Good job. Wow. Great job by Speedy walking up just for vision to get that R off. Kind of love that.
I mean, I actually think it's still pretty good for the sausages, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they went 1 for 1
back.
in a 2v3.
And Abar's going to lose the wave. Lemon's trying to hold it here. Good support here. Good job here.
The wave's pretty close. Oh, in the mid lane, though, I'm guessing, yeah, Rick used his first ult right onto Tony, caught him out without the Trickster up. He's going to dive to the chain CC that they can provide. Makes it really easy to hit the Cinder Stun when Sion knocks him up for 2 full seconds.
Well, this is interesting, this mid lane, because Tony had the angle for a solo kill and could have got away with it. Kind of, botched it. Some mechanics weren't right. Able to get a kill back, though, because Control greeted, but Tony had that failed roam up top. They couldn't get Music killed. Control got so much gold from the plates, and now he's got a 30 CS lead plus a kill advantage over him. The Syndra is huge. He's got the Null Magic Mantle in his inventory, so the assassination potential that this Fizz is going to have on the Syndra is like way, way lower. Tony's actually quite far behind in this lane. That roam really punished him.
Yeah, Rick is all over the objectives right now. Got the first dragon, is here right now, walks in to try to steal away the Herald, does not. Music manages to get it, and Rick managed to get it. Oh, J-Bob's here without ult. I don't know if this is the fight they want, especially with Syndra on first move. Yeah, I mean, Rick's doing a great job in the jungle so far. Got the first blood top. Got another kill in the mid lane with his ult on the Fizz, which is pretty hard to kill. Meanwhile, these plates are being shredded in the bot lane by the Caitlyn.
Yeah, they're just not able to match this push. I think they're playing the lane a little too passively. I think they could at least push the wave a little harder. Also, I want to give a good shout out to Rick too, because Sion doesn't have a great clear. It's pretty underwhelming compared to Lilia's, but he's got both neutral objectives. He's participated in 2 ganks, but he's not that far behind, honestly. I don't feel like Lilia's made enough advantage in the farm, so good job from Rick for keeping up here.
Yeah, doing a great job. Being a fantastic role player at the moment. More than a role player, making a big impact. Don't get me wrong. Love you, Rick. In the bot lane, yeah, Tony was looking for a roam, but got spotted out really early by that one ward just right into the river entry on the blue side. And they backed right off. Like, the vision that they've kept in this river is impressive. IREP sweeping it out, looking for something here. Rick's ulting into bot. They're going to go on Lemon, who's Not gonna get hit by this
have
hook.
subs.
Oh,
lemon.
great ult, but they buffer the hook. Caitlyn ult's gonna come through. The bailout's down, but I think they're both gonna die.
Oh my
gosh. But Tony's here, maybe to get one back. Also, the TP in from J-Bob. They got one. I think Blitz is gonna go down two. Is J-Bob gonna get the stack here? Yes, he is. Gets the feast off. Bully in to make sure the pressure comes through. I mean, great play responding, getting some kills back, but look at your mid and top turret right now, 314.
Yep.
Like, you're giving up just as much gold and plating.
Yeah, if you're the sausages, you take this all day. 2 for 2, but you get extra XP, you get the wave push, you get plating. I mean, music's so far ahead at this point. It's actually just insane. Can we get a quick look at the top tower? Just kind of curious how far he actually has that down.
Yeah, almost 3 off.
Yeah, he's
gonna get it in one more auto.
Yep, it's
blue
really
jump.
good.
Okay, so on to Rick in the mid. Control is here as well. Tony has his cooldowns down. Abarn on the roam too. Tony just managed to play for the out. Gets the last second shield from Renato. Well done, Lemon. Meanwhile, the Rift Herald took off the next 2 plates. I think no matter what, whoever drops that gets the gold, so it's not like it was a local loss or anything. So honestly, like, Rick probably has a pretty penny in his pocket at the moment.
I mean, but that tower is going to go down. You can just give this dragon. Tony had to back. You're losing a wave bot. I mean, one Ocean Drake isn't that big of a deal, honestly. This is huge for the sausages. It's good map play. They're playing with tempo here.
It's about to be a 3v4 if everything pinces right. Nope, they're going to get out on the one avenue they had left to them. I don't know. So like my thought there. Wait, no, the Drake. How did they lose the Drake? They lost the Drake somehow. Did Caitlyn steal with the Q? I think she might have.
She did,
look at the Drake.
It says in the bottom left of the chat.
Okay, that is
tilting.
Yeah, that is very rough.
Yeah,
I think chat noticed before I did. Whoops.
I didn't notice either.
We got a lot to look at. We're chilling.
We're just over here vibing.
I was gonna say, like, the good part of that play. Oh, the fish does land. All teleport also coming through. They need to fast where Cinder lands. He healed so much off that Gore Drinker proc, and Rick is here as well now. Tony looking to try to finish anything off.
Oof.
Ezreal ult comes up and doesn't do anything. He's in a rough spot. Just use the Trickster. Rick lands the E down, pops his shield. He's going to, again, look for that one kill, but the Q's back up, the Gore Drinker as well. That'll be all she wrote by the Syndra. Yes, what I was going to say is getting that Drake for the side of TNF, at least it slows it down. You know, like they don't have, they're not going to get to soul point as quick when you don't have the tempo early.
Right.
So it's less fights that you have to take. Of course, all of that was for naught because it got stolen. So they both lost the 2 waves bot, the turret mid, and the Drake. Okay, Bully gonna get one back in the top lane. Is a level up on Rick here. Might look for some more. Gonna kite him out. Does ult the Scion. Looking for those pollen stacks. Stacking it up. Misses his W. Rick's just gonna walk it out, and Lilia ult is down as well as Flash.
Something I wanted to say here too, and you can see it in their inventories. Another reason why it seems so hard for Tails Never Fails to play as this game goes on is it's so easy to stack Merc Treads against their team. Oh, big pull.
Hook goes down onto Lemon. Big headshot right away. Q. That's all she wrote. I mean, Speedy rushing the IE does so much damage with those autos. They're not coming out fast, but they're coming out hard.
Yeah, it hurts.
Huge headshots.
But yeah, if the sausage is to stack Merc Treads, you have a 4 magic damage comp plus an Ezreal he does AD, but it's not like super consistent enough that you want to build armor most of the time. If you just stack a bunch of Merc Treads, it is really hard for Tails Never Fails to play. You lose a lot of your CC that you have, even though you don't have a lot, and then the amount of damage you do is just so easily negated. I don't know, and they're just so far behind. You're just going to have to get some crazy picks with Fizz or a big sleep from Lily to make anything happen at this point.
They are looking for something top. Music uses his double dash, but is going to dodge the Rupture and the ball, walking it out. Takes that turret as well. Bot turret, I think, is hanging on by a thread at this moment. Gonna go down to the next thing that touches it. Next play is going to be on this Herald that spawns here in about 10 seconds. Just kidding. Spawns right now. So we see the teams converging for it. Caitlyn's still pushing bot, but honestly, I think you can take the 4v5 at this time. Tony's coming from base as well.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious to see where this...
And they get a pick over on the Renata. Yeah, I mean, must have just been chained. I think this is a free Herald.
That, and I'm curious to see where this goes from here, because I don't actually think the Sausages ever had an issue with laning. I think they actually have good laners, and they play well together, like in the early game, because they're good individual players. But at this point,
They are going to go in onto Music. Music's going to get on the back line. Yeah, Bully is going to go down right here. J-Bob having to flash out. Control flashing over the wall. Gets the Q. Microscopic Rick's pop gets it. RF's hook is going to be coming back up soon. He has a lot of CDR. Abarn fails the flash over the wall. Too little too late from the Renata ult coming from base. Tony on the backside of this. The man who started it all is the one man who made it out. With that, we're looking at a 16-minute second Rift Herald, 2 Drake, 9K gold lead. That's a lot.
It's huge, and like I don't even know if you even get close to outscaling if your Tails never fails either. You don't really have anything going for you. You don't have anyone who can side lane against the Renekton. You can't win skirmishes. The only thing I can see happening, and this is something that's hard to do in any level of play, is if you have good laners, then all of a sudden the first tier towers go down in some lanes. How do you handle lane assignments? Like, are you good at pushing waves when you can push waves? Are you good at putting the right person in the right wave at the right time? Because if you don't, it's easy to fall behind in XP. They can catch up in farm and XP. I'm kind of curious how they handle it. That being said, they have a 10,000 gold lead, so I don't think it should matter. But that's been a fault of the Sausages. They kind of get a little scrappy and chaotic as the game goes on, and then they kind of just make bad calls and things just kind of fall apart. So this is a good test for them.
Pretty clean game right now. Yeah, I'm interested to see if they can finish it out. Shout out to Speedy and Irep in the bot, kind of crushing it in the 2v2, and also, you know, just playing normal champions. Hook goes down onto J-Bob. That is the tank. Not normally who you want to hook, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Nobody's tanking them. Music ult or Microscopic Rick ulting in, flashes out. Bully gets stunned up. A double kill for the Renekton, and I think this is a free Drake 3 for the side of BMS. Oh my god, Music's so huge. You were haunted gold with that Renekton pick.
Man, if I were him, I would go Spear Sojin next, which I think that's probably what he's building into, and then I would just go Maul of Malbordius, and I would just side lane all game. And
Sandy, I'm going to ask you a silly question. What does Spear do in this game? I know what it does in TFT, but I've never built it.
Yeah, you can rework. Basically, you're just getting some extra movement speed and cooldown, and then you're just getting a lot of resets from your abilities, I believe, on your attacks.
So it's sort of like Axiom Mark, but...
No, I guess I don't really know how to explain it off the top of my head. Basically, when you're just like super far ahead, you're just going to be able to get more attacks and abilities. You're just going to be able to press your advantage really hard, just with the stats that the item gives you. I think he's going Black Cleaver though. That kind of makes sense too.
Feels unnecessary.
It feels unnecessary because the Cho'Gath is just useless at this point.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he could sell the Gore and go Duskblade and probably still do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but if I were him, finish Black Cleaver, whatever, go Maul of Malbordius, and I would just sit in a side lane and then TP whenever your team needs you. I don't think they could. I don't even know if they could 3v1 you at this point if you play it well. It would be really hard. There's no one on there that has enough damage to kill you.
Absolutely. While we're talking about items, how do you feel about the Cosmic Drive second for the Syndra?
You know, I don't know if I've ever seen Syndras go that second. If you probably ask someone like, I'll take mid, that probably sounds good because he can just throw more abilities at you. If you ask someone like me, I probably would just go Zhonya's so I can dodge whatever.
They're looking for the pick.
Yep, good flash away from Irep. But
yeah, he's coming back into this. I mean, all it takes is one hook. Ult goes down, only hits one, does disengage the Scion. Bully looking to do what he can, is stunned up, gonna drop really soon. Music dropping a little low, forced to flash out. They are kiting forward, the hook misses from Irep. This might be a fight that they can take. Abarn very narrowly dodges.
They just need to disengage, just slowly keep them interested, because Control's getting a ton of work done on this top side.
Yes, he is.
Just keep them interested.
Back right now. Irep's hook is back up. Yeah, he's gonna throw it on cooldown. Makes sense. That matches the player that I know. But I mean, the man is 0-1-10 right now. He has the tied for most kill participation on his team. Looking at these gold graphs, like there's some disgusting gaps opening up. Controller's 3,100 gold up on his lane opponent right now. That's so much money.
Yeah, he's massive. You know, and for how disastrous it looked like that lane was going, because like level 1, he got jumped on, got chunked, That's really hard to do against Fizz. Like, that's usually your power point against him, but the fact that he got chunked so hard early, he totally could have got solo killed, but was able to outplay it. He took that really awkward start and what looked like it was going to be a big disadvantage into a huge advantage, and he's going to one-shot basically anyone on this team besides the Cho'Gath, and he's got
I
to
don't know.
stop. I was gonna
Cho'Gath is
say,
straight armor right now. He might do okay.
yeah, he might actually just get pretty close to killing him straight up. He's got a Dark Seal that's fully stacked, and there's that Zhonya's I was talking about. He's starting to build toward. I love it because now it's like, what does Fizz do? He's got one option.
Just goes down, hits Lemon, not the tank. He's gonna get the ult. Caitlyn ult. Oh my god, the playful trickster let the Caitlyn ult go through. I think Fizz is gonna die here as well. Uses the stopwatch, drops to Rick. Rick picks himself up another one. He's so small I can hardly see him, but man, is he big in this game. You get it? Because it's microscopic, Rick.
Oh, I like it.
Thank you.
Your jokes are too smart for me. I don't.
No, it's okay. Smart. You're too busy thinking about, as I said, things in League that I've never thought of. Okay, is this all she wrote for music? He's going to look for the kill onto Abarn. We know he doesn't have flash. Shutdown goes over onto the Cho'Gath. I understand he got the stack there, but man, you kind of hope that goes onto a carry.
You take that all day, though, if
sure.
you're music,
You're not winning the Baron contest with Tony dead. Yeah, I mean,
nope.
Even with Tony alive, you still don't win that, but...
That's like the best case scenario. You get a tower, your team gets Baron because they sent 3 people to go kill you, and then the kill goes to like the most useless like champion that was in that gank. So I mean, you take that all day, man. The side lane pressure for music is huge.
Yeah. Not to harp on builds too much, but I don't love the Bramble buy. I guess it's just cut the Renekton's healing, but I mean, I feel like you're not really building for that anymore. Control. Okay, I was going to say, is Tony going to walk into him? Okay, Fizz goes down. Let's see how the 1v1 goes now. Control does have the stopwatch.
Nice.
Easy.
Yeah, I agree with the Bramble. There's like a weird argument. It's like, when do you go heal cut and then when do you go damage? It's like, your argument is like, well, if we don't...
I'm not
if we go
saying the Cho'Gath should have built damage.
No. No, I agree, but it's like, are you going to get enough heal reduction to stop the Renekton? Like, is it going to matter if you don't have enough tanky stats to buy your team time to do the damage? I don't think it's good either. I don't really actually think there's a point in going at this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Get into the dragon fight here. Not all comes through.
Oh, Speedy's in the best spot,
hit a lot of people. They're massive. Abarn flashes away from Rick. Control gets the kill onto Tony. Speedy is going to auto Abarn from on top of his character model and just kite it out. That'll be a double kill for the Caitlyn. All in all, a 5-4-1 for the side of BMS. And they, I mean, honestly, can they push for the end here? They have Baron up. They have a wave. They're going to crack in here, but I don't think they have enough time to quite end yet.
Yeah, they'll get some work down to the base. They can get 2 inhibs off this since that bot one's already down. That tower's already down to the bot side as well. I'm not going to lie. They are so lucky they had a huge gold advantage. I don't know if you saw how out of position Music and Speedy were, but they got absolutely flanked and clapped for a second.
Yeah,
luckily
there's
a 10,000.
huge. 4-man are not all.
Yeah, it was massive. If they weren't as far ahead, they could have got pretty punished there.
Look at that. I love it. I dare somebody to follow. Please follow. Would have been funny. Okay, so with that ace, Dragon goes down, base is ravaged. Tony does go after them, seeing if maybe he can get one back. He uses Playful Trickster. Fish goes and follows. Okay, I've never seen that interaction before. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Because I guess you're untargetable during the travel?
Apparently? I don't know. I don't know, that was weird.
You can't get knocked out of it, so I guess that's how they'd have to code it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just not something I've ever thought about.
Yeah.
You wouldn't use it to dodge, because you'd get interrupted on your like 1 second channel. That's kind of hilarious.
First strike is such a broken rune. He's got like almost 100 free gold there by just whacking that Cho'Gath there. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean the man is rich. He's at 3 full items. Meanwhile, Tony's sitting at a Luden's and a Seeker's arm guard. Not what you want. But I mean, yeah, let's talk about IREP again for a second. Man is 0-1-17, massive. I just love getting the supports cred where cred is due.
Yeah.
Very impactful this game. Blitzcrank feels so good when you're ahead, because it doesn't matter who you pick, but man, do I hate that champion from behind.
Well, it's like, and like, Blitz is like, you're always kind of afraid of him, even if he's behind, because you know there's like this one crazy hook that can change things, but then if you're behind against him, it feels like even scarier, right?
Feels terrible.
Just kind of like what you're saying, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to see IREP have a good game because I thought he's looked pretty lackluster the last couple games I've seen him play. But I think IREP is just he's the perfect player that you just need to let him vibe and just let him play the way he needs to play in a relaxed way.
This
And
goes
he
in off
looks super
control.
chill because that's what he
There's
plays well.
lasagnas. Makes sense. Renata ult goes out. Hits 2. It actually makes Irep misses stuff there at the last second to return to auto.
Speedy's
Bully
untouched.
getting ruined. Abarn, the bailout goes down. Gonna drop himself. No, makes it. Okay, I was gonna say, almost makes it. Tony doing what he can. Does get the shutdown. 1,000 gold onto control. Meanwhile, Music just hitting the turrets, doing whatever he wants. The man has like almost 3k health at this point. More health than the Cho'Gath. It's looking rough. Looking pretty rough. Not quite an end angle. They managed to get control and Rick there at the very end. Did get a bit of gold back in their pocket, but it's still a 14,500 gold lead with Soul spawning here in about a minute and a half.
I don't even
Another fight in the mid lane.
Oh.
Tony gets hooked out, just chain CC'd, couldn't do a thing. You can't flip out when you are silenced. Another fun fact of the book screen. And man, Speedy hits like a truck right now.
Yeah, he does. He really hurts. And besides that one fight near the dragon where he almost got caught out, like he's been pretty untouched in all these fights too. So this is a Caitlyn's dream. Like
playing very well. Ignored the power trough, like just straight into the late game.
Yep. This is a dream Caitlyn game.
Absolutely. And I can't believe that Sion died. Honestly, I didn't think Rick was going to die again this game. Man is thick at the moment. But I mean, control upgraded to Magi's. Love to see it. Don't know what the gold deficiency is there, but I mean, it might as well when you're sitting at 10 and 2.
Yeah, you might as well. This game just feels. I mean, it's a 15,000 gold lead like that. That's a big lead. I feel like it'd be really, really hard for you to lose it at this point.
Yeah, and with that, it looks like they're going to prioritize the Baron over the Soul. Just push for the end. Get the stats there instead. IREP up here looking for something with the slow. Oof. Does get the hook onto Bully. Flashes out, but Music comes through. They're not ult to disengage. Bully is alive. Caitlyn ult comes through. Nobody blocked it for him.
No.
Control in here. Everyone's just dying one at a time. Ult goes on to Lemon. And that will be all
just
she
go next.
Wrote. Yeah, I mean, the super minions are in the base. J-Bomb's going to get chased down here. Gets slowed, doing whatever he can. I mean, he's tanky, but he's not that tanky. Yes, I lied. He's not tanky at all. Speedy just autoed him like twice, and he died. Tony, still alive. And just a slip away, but I don't like his odds of defense here. Control just going to see if he can kill him from the Nexus. IREP's going to be looking for a hook. I don't think you guys let that happen. Yep, there it is. That is game 1 over to the side of BMS. Beautiful mutant sausages. Tails never fails. Yeah, I mean, what a game. Interested to see these damage charts. I feel like it's going to be... I mean, it's got to be Control, right?
Yeah, I feel like Control probably did quite a bit there.
But I mean, Speedy also did 1 million damage. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm happy to see the sausages pulled together. They seem to play like a unit a lot better there. You know, everyone in team fights seem to have it together. They play the side lanes and the objectives a lot better. They seemed more complete today. That was good to see.
Damage charts coming up. If we could see them on the stream, I don't think we see them yet, Sandy, but they are on the Twitch stream right now. Music, if you could click over to the damage so we can see it. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, Caitlyn actually topped it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, double anybody else's damage. Fizz and Ezreal around the same at like 15, 16,000, but Caitlyn at 26. And Syndra at 24,000.
Yeah, Control had a really good game there. Do you have, before we take a quick break, do you have an MVP for that? For this match?
I mean, so obvious one in my mind. Everyone played so well there. Like, Music did what he was supposed to. Rick had some great early ganks to set his laners up. Yeah. Control surviving the early fizz was impressive. You know, he got the outplay. Speedy and IREP kind of ran over them, and IREP enabled a lot of what happened. Speedy got huge. I'll leave it up to you. I don't know who to pick. I don't know who the most impactful was out of the entire team that played very well.
Yeah, I think I'll give a big shout out to obviously the bot lane because they both just kind of smashed it the whole time. Music knew his role. I'll give it to Control because the lane started off really bad. It was impressive that he was able to catapult himself so far ahead from how bad the first 2 levels went. So I'll just throw it to Control. But that being said, I think all 5 actually played pretty well.
Yeah, makes sense to me, and we will have to see how Tails Never Fails bounces back. Remember, both of these teams yet to have a series under their belts this season. Everyone is looking to win. One game does not mean the night. Stay with us and find out who is going to take home the the toilet bowl, and we will be right back.
Visions in my head of this, you don't know the half of it. I got dreams of looking up, high as I can get. But nothing feels like how it feels to know these things I don't know yet. The weight of everything, and everything's just fate. Sometimes I'm trapped inside and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But to take on the world is the only thing that we know how to do. I've got dreams of finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me, and everywhere we go it leads to an open door. We've made our mistakes, the good and bad days, but nothing really breaks if I got you. Look at the sky when you go outside, and know there is nothing to keep me back from you. I got dreams of finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me, and know there is nothing. And everywhere we go, we're leading to an open door. Keep me back, keep me back, keep me
And welcome back, everybody, to Week 3, Day 2 of the Tilt Champions League. I am Rudy, joined on the desk by my man Sandy, and we just watched a bit of a stomping by BMS over TNF. Sandy, what are your thoughts after that first game?
Yeah. I think it was a good showing from BMS. I think you saw their laners, who have always done pretty well in lane, you know. I think all three lanes are a strong group of players. You saw it finally come together once laning phase ended. So it didn't feel like they had a catastrophe like they tend to have in their other matches. So there's still moments of brilliance though, I thought, from Tails Never Fails. I think there was angles in the early game that could have been punished, but it just didn't click for him.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't there. It really, really wasn't. But what sort of draft adaptations do you make to get it there?
Oh, I'm not going to give away any draft secrets because I know what drafts I like to play, but you can't
Okay,
you can't
imagine you're. I'm not asking for your secret, Sandy. It's not your team out there. You're tomorrow. What do they do differently?
I don't know because you're stuck in a weird position where you have to have a winning lane somewhere.
Hmm.
Fizz is not considered a winning lane unless he gets a big outplay because your lane's always going to get pushed in against, like, you're always going to get pushed in by Syndra.
Hmm.
Your top laner is defaulting to tanks where Music can play anti-tank champions. So you have two
Yeah.
lanes right there that are already rough, and then your Ezreal or Nada, who should have had push, never had push. So then you kind of just felt like on the back foot unless you outplayed somewhere. You need something, again, like I said, you need something with agency that either pushes a wave, you can poke really heavily, or you can set up easy ganks. I think Bully might need to come down to earth and maybe bite one from
Yeah,
the
I feel like
team and
Bully-
go something that has a very easy setup for ganks, like a Maokai.
Yes.
Something simple.
Or Jarvan. I mean,
Jarvan
we've
works
seen a
too.
lot of success on Jarvan. I don't like Maokai. I mean, honestly, they could just pick a Worlds lane, you know. I know for a fact Tony plays a pretty mean Jace, so Maokai Jace?
I'm down for it. It gives you poke. You have saplings and Jace EQs.
Zone control, engage,
poke.
damage, poke, it's
Yep.
all there.
Yep, easy follow up on CC from Maokai. It's something simple, and I guess if you're struggling to get wins and people are frustrated, that's what you should do. Is something that's easy, as long as the people play those champs.
They do. They definitely do. We do see a side swap, so TNF is on blue side this game. Maybe they first picked the Scion. Like, I think J-Bob's played it a couple of times, and it does stop that flex, which I feel like is why they lost that draft so hard. I don't know if he would have picked Cho'Gath into a first pick Renekton. But it looks like they're going to lock in the Nautilus. I have to imagine that's going to Lemon. Microscopic Rig is on the other team.
I mean, Nautilus is punishable, but it gives you that easy set of. It's easy engage. It's it's easy just to hook into someone and say throw an R. So I guess
Flash
it's a
auto
good start.
Q R. It's like 4.5 seconds of CC all in all, and it's pretty undodgeable. But you were talking about Maokai gets picked away. Goes to the other side. Maybe they were scared of the Maokai Jace too. Maybe they were listening to our brilliant draft analysis.
I think that honestly might be support. I know.
Oh, you're absolutely
IREP
right.
likes it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It kind of fits into the type of champions I expect Microscopic Rick to play, but
Ooh.
I think it makes a lot more sense on IREP out of all of those people. Which, man, is that annoying? Oh, I hate playing against it as a support.
It is, but that's a weak bot lane though. So I guess if they can still flex the Maokai, which is nice, but they have that option. But Zeri Maokai seems like super weak.
Terrible.
But
that seems awful.
But Zeri in a lane plus Maokai in jungle still could be good depending on what you set up here.
Yeah.
And man, okay. If they lock in Scion, if I'm Music, you just slay Renekton on 3 here so it doesn't get banned.
Renekton, Gwen, there's so many things you could do.
I guess I haven't seen him play Gwen too much. That sounds like something he actually would. He does? Okay. That's an option.
Maybe I'm high. I don't know.
It's a turbo Gwen
that.
game.
Sorry.
Oh, this is a good ASOL match so far. I wouldn't blind it into Tony, though. Tony seems like someone who could punish this with his champ pool, but...
What punishes ASOL? Actually, don't say it. Wait till they ban. Tell me later. Okay. If they pick the Shaco, then it's a Maokai jungle, because that's a Shaco support. Okay, Xin? Rammus. Okay, so they didn't want to let let Rick get banned out again. Although he did a great job on the Scion jungle last game,
He did.
but that wouldn't have been an option here.
Okay, well, if your Tails never fails here, I think you just double ban top. I think
Yes.
Tony and Control are relatively equal in skill disparity. That you take whatever matchups come out of it. I don't think you ban one or the other. If I'm Tails never fails, I think you double ban top. If he's a good Gwen player, ban Gwen and then ban Renekton. What does that put him on? A tank.
Ornn.
Okay, you
Puts him on
take that.
Ornn.
Yep. Well, you take that matchup any day. I know he plays Jason Akshan, but man,
It puts on Akshan. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
I
they
mean,
are gonna go the Jace. They're gonna go the Jace top.
that sounds horrible into this,
That
but
sounds
I mean,
so
he could try
funny,
it.
though. It sounds so funny. I mean, I'm down for the memes. They're gonna get the Jace Maokai lane somewhere. I don't know. I have to imagine Control can probably play Jace.
He could. I like Jace better mid than I do top, especially in this match.
I agree.
It would just be rough into Scion and then whatever jungler you're gonna have to go against.
Okay, so double banning the AP junglers from Bully. I don't think the Lillia never had a chance to get going because, like we talked about, doesn't have the strongest early ganks. Took away the Gwen Renekton, just like we talked about.
Yep, smart.
Another great call from Sandy. It's like you know this game or something. How many solo queue games have you played this season?
Not many. I think like 70.
Well, you've played at least 90 on your main, because I checked.
Oh, 90, sorry. Whatever.
Oh my god, he did.
Oh my god, he did it.
He has wanted to play Akshan so bad. He subbed for my team 2 weeks ago, you know? And, like, he was begging to do it, because he knows that we let Hippo play carries, but we hadn't played that many games with Music. We're like, hey, Music, you know, you got the Jax, you got the Scion. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. And I do appreciate him subbing, but, man, he was thirsting for that Akshan.
Yikes. He picked it into Autopsy. He picked it into Malphite, and he got destroyed on it. He counterpicked himself.
Oh, wait, just real fast. Calling out the Abarn hover from Lemon. That is a flag for his missing ADC Tail Whip. Shout out Tail Whip, we miss you. Enjoy your cabin. But yeah, the Fiddlesticks from Bully. That's a playmaker.
Yeah, and you were asking me what AP junglers are good, and Fiddlesticks is one of the AP junglers I think is
oh
super
my god,
underrated.
he did it! Okay, Sandy, every single thing we've said has come up tonight. Like everything we chatted about off stream, it's all happened. So
it's like
the
we're the smartest people in this league.
It's like you're smart, and I just say a lot of words, and if you throw enough shit at the wall, something's bound to stick.
Okay.
Oh my god, Ori is so busted right now. That champion is disgusting. With the Rammus ball delivery system, it's gonna be nice.
It can be. It is good, but I think Tails Never Fails like totally stomped this draft.
Oh,
like,
I think they have a great draft.
You got what you wanted. You want to pick J-Bob early because you know he's just going to be on a tank and you want to save your later picks. Well, you got to do that, and then you didn't get punished for it. You actually got a winning matchup out of it. Fiddlesticks is actually really good into Rammus too.
Ori?
Yeah, it's a pretty. It's slightly favored for Orianna. Like Jace is actually a really weak mid laner. He just scales easier. He's got a good 2-item spike.
Sure.
They nerfed his laning quite a bit, so that's why he's bad top. He does better in mid. But anyway, he's gonna be fine. Once he gets 2 items, it's fine. Kai'Sa Na is a super good lane, and Zeri Maokai sounds weak. So I actually Tails Never Fails, I think, got away with this draft pretty well. You have poke from the W on Kai'Sa. You can EQ with Jace. You can set up the Fiddlesticks passive ward things and bushes. Like you have a lot of control, like of just vision, just with those 3 abilities. That's not even counting your wards. So even if you fall behind, you have ways to kind of navigate the map safely.
Yeah, I mean, on the other side, though, they have some tools as well. The ball delivery system that is Rammus, already himself a ball that's being delivered. And talking about the warding that Fiddle does, you know who else does that really easily? Like the saplings, right?
Yep, true.
I mean, what I love from this draft the most out of everything is the Kai'Sa Nautilus bot lane into the Zeri Maokai. Like they saw that in the first rotation. They're like, that's a pretty weak lane. Let's pick something aggressive and punish it. I mean, they picked the Zeri after the Nautilus, which I think traditionally people love playing Nautilus into Zeri because the whole thing about her is you got to have lockdown, right? You got to hold her still so you can kill her. And again, point and click CC, very easy. Very, very easy to do on Nautilus. And the burst damage from Kai'Sa. Yeah, they took 3 armor off of her, but champion still kind of goes nuts.
The problem I have with BMS's comp is you
The
do have a
Akshan?
ball. I mean, I have a big problem with that, but the champ is actually decently strong. But
Yeah.
he picks it at like in hard matchups. Like it's hard for him to execute. He can win it. Like I'm not saying he can't win it, but this is a hard action game.
Sure.
I don't. You have two longer range carries with Jace and Kaisa. You get
Yeah,
outranged by both of them.
Kaisa's pretty mid range.
She's gonna clap that action though if she gets a
Yeah.
kill or two. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good
fair.
Abarn champ. I always remember him being pretty
Yeah.
decent at it.
He definitely was warming up on it earlier today.
Yeah.
I can say that because it's in the match history.
But it's hard, like the ball delivery system with Rammus being a ball with the Ori ball. I don't know what follows up on that afterwards. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Okay.
where the. Kinda, but I don't.
Zeri chaining it.
Maybe. I'll give them that. Maybe they
and
know how to
again,
run it.
they don't even. I feel like they're never a team that picks for 5v5. Like, let's have a cohesive comp. They're a team that's like, hey, what do I want to play this game?
Yeah,
Like,
true.
I don't think I've ever seen IRF play the same champion twice in a series, whether it be 3 games or 5 games. You know,
I'm pretty sure he refuses to do it.
he gets bored, and you know
Yeah,
what?
he does.
I get it. Fun little colloquialism or fact about me. So I play. I don't know. I've probably played like 10 champions in my what's it been like 8 years now of playing League of Legends. Like I've played like 10 champions in like seriously that I'd say like, hey, I'm good at this champion, or I would play it in a ranked game. I picked up a new one a couple days ago. I'm having fun. It's crazy. It's almost like there's so much to do in this game, and I've barely scratched the surface. IREP gets that feeling just every. Oh, Rel. I played it last night.
Nice. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was a new one for you.
Oh yeah, I played it for the first time the day before, but that champion's so broken. It's
pretty
disgusting.
OP. Yeah,
it's so much fun too. It's like if you mix Rakan and Leona. It's amazing. Those are my 2 favorite champions.
Well, there you go.
She's been here the whole time. It's insane. But enough about me. My point being that like IREP, man likes to have fun, man likes to do what he does, and this whole team is ready to just do what they do. You know, I don't know what I would have picked, but Orianna, strong, safe laner, like huge ability to turn team fights if you get that big ult. You know.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, I mean, we might be seeing the first. I guess yeah. I mean, technically the first. Series go to 3 tonight because it does feel like there's a significant draft gap here in favor of TNF.
Yeah, I just feel like you have poke, you have playmaking, you can scale really well. Like you kind of have a little bit of everything with Tails Never Fails comp. So the pressure's on them not to lose this one. That being said, I know everyone associates Control as like a LeBlanc player.
I can play a lot.
Yeah, he can, but I actually think he's really good at Orianna. I've only played against it like 2 or 3 times, but I think he plays the champ pretty well. So
yeah,
maybe he can take over just like he did last game.
Yeah.
Especially now, he's got a lot less pressure in lane. Like Jace kill pressure
Absolutely.
on Orianna without a gank is like, it should never happen. So
music went ignite, by the way. Just fun little fact.
Big disrespect.
Yeah.
J-Bob just needs to like get through the first 5 levels without dying, drop a few CS, go back, get a bramble and some extra pots.
Dude,
and just
honestly,
chill.
like just buy a Warden's Mail. Like you don't even need the bramble. Warden's Mail
True.
does so much to anything that relies on auto attacks early. Like it's what, like 20 damage less per auto attack or something, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is so much. That plus like plated steel caps, and he's never gonna die to the auction. Like never. Unless he's already died like 3 or 4 times, you know?
Yeah, Frozen Heart's good, like as a completed item against Zeri and Akshan.
And you just buy the Warden's Mail and chill. You can go back to your mythic after that, but it's worth investing it for lane. Did they do the fun little thing? No, Abarn messed it up. No, maybe he didn't. If you auto the backline minion, they'll aggro you, and then you duck into the bush, and it switches the aggro, or it resets the aggro, so they all start attacking one, and you can like sometimes make the other laners lose some CS if you're in the bot. Shout out Luciv, he showed me that the other day. I haven't gotten it right more than once.
That's my 80 carry, man.
Yeah, no, I forget who showed it to him, but he passed it along as a very nice person. But yeah, you can sometimes like get that like guaranteed early level too because they miss a minion. It's a lot of fun. Very strong.
Well, I'm curious to see where this early game goes because
favorite question. Where's first blood? Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. But
it's top lane again.
Who's
I think it just like reverses the role. I think music dies. There's a really easy gank here.
Well, I mean, Fiddle's
Bully
not the
just
best early ganker. Like, I much prefer Rammus in the skirmishes.
True, but man, if you just walk in as Fiddlesticks and that Action Tries to hook
I
away,
think we're going to see
you
a level
just-
3 from Bully here. IREP does Twisted Advance in. Fiddle's coming around the side, does
Big
get the
fear.
double fear.
Nice.
IREP is down. Flash out from Speedy. IREP, I think, is just accepting his death here. First Blood goes over to Abarn. That's huge. Lemon, don't look for the hook here. The entire team's falling back. Good. Get that cannon. It's okay. Abarn picked it up. Great First Blood onto the bot lane, and J-Bob's trading by himself right now. He's doing just fine. As he said, CS don't matter. He's pretty much even anywhere with the lane where he wants it. He's not exposed to that Rammus because they have a lot of information about Bully right now. 3 camped into bot, but it definitely worked. And yeah, I mean, Kai'Sa's a heck of a champion even and terrifying when she's ahead.
Yeah, and Avarn's probably going to go the crit build. He doesn't strike me
Yeah,
as the
it's
person
so
who
much
would
better
do
than
the
Lethality.
lethality. Yeah, he doesn't strike me as someone who would do that.
I think Lethality has its moments, but into the Rammus, into the Maokai, I don't think it's the time. Okay, I do love this invade, though. They know that Bully... Okay, the flash Q, taunt goes down. First kill is going to go over to Rick. They blew 3 summoners for that one, but got the flash back. And honestly, like, yeah, I was going to say, Rick, you got to stay there and take his buffs, man. That's your jungle now.
You know what's funny? I was just about to say...
died in his jungle.
I was just about to say, I think it's okay that Bully went for that bottom clear and a gank because I didn't think Rick would punish him, especially on Rammus. Well, he just ended up getting super punished.
Absolutely. Able to use the top pressure to roam down with.
Early TP back in from the Jace, and this is kind of how that lane goes. Orion is always going to have a CS lead over Jace in this early phase. Jace needs a couple items to really start feeling comfortable, so good job from Control. Got good CS to start off the lane.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take your word on that mid matchup. I've literally never played either of those champions, so...
Yeah, it's definitely Ori favored for a while, but...
I mean, do get the TP back from Control, so both mid laners have it gone. J-Bob just needs to crash this wave, and he can just back and start buying some stuff, you know? Which I think is his thought here. Dude, just auto the minions. He's not going to kill you. He doesn't have Ignite. It's fine.
Yeah, he is playing that
I'm
a
just
little
worried about him getting a
scared.
frozen out on him. Like, that's the... I think it crashed, though. It's fine. Look at that Jace poke. Lemon goes for the hook there. Not that long, though. Rammus is balled up and rolling right now at Tony. Oh, knocks him. Oh, interesting.
Nice.
I didn't know if that would knock away before, like, he technically made contact with the model.
Yeah, even if he taunts, it could still hit you away too. The taunt just still applies, but Rammus still goes back. It's kind of a weird
I just would have thought that the knock would be like on top of the model.
Oh,
so in order to like make it go off, it needs to be Okay, so Grank into the bot, twisted advance onto Lemon. Good flash.
Oh, they're gonna die, though.
Got that. IREP is definitely dead here. He does give it over to Abarn. Great job. Lemon's hook, no flash here. Probably has like 3 seconds left. It's not worth it. Yep. Turret is back up. Really, really good flash by Lemon there over the knockback, the Q from the Maokai. Yeah, J-Bob, this is fine. Wave's pushing to you. Just get your back off. Reset. He doesn't have TP. Ult goes down onto Tony in the mid lane. More of a swag ult than anything. No actual kill threat there, but will force him to back and give up this wave. J-Bob, please just back, my guy. It's a cannon wave. You can even walk in it. It's fine. Saving his TP for something. We'll figure out what later.
I guess he just wants some big armor buy just right away, maybe. I guess I don't know.
2 kills. Yeah, I mean, he might just want the full steel caps. 2 kills onto Abarn. All put together. Yeah, it kind of sucked for Bully that he got cocked at his buffs, but his early gank worked. His bot lane is well accelerated into this game. Has the Noon Quiver and the Kirkus Shard versus what is currently just a Call. We'll see what Zeri buys when she backs, though.
I think you just keep this tempo going bot now that you have 2 early kills. I mean, don't even give this Zeri an option to scale. He's so weak at the moment. Like, he's so far behind just because of these ganks. Stack up on these dragons. Like, you have.
I mean, look at the combat stats difference. Cole and Butu versus the Noon Quiver and the Shard.
Yeah.
Like, if they get a hook on top of them, somebody's dying. Okay, Lemon with the hook into the bush. I like it. Wrong bush, though. Good try, good try. I respect it. Fiddle is clearing his way down bot. His red buff's about to respawn. That's where we'll be headed next. I don't think he'll get 6 off of that one because he didn't get his blue. But, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize the Spectator, like the Fiddle shows up, like the Fiddle ward shows up as Fiddle on the map.
Yeah.
Look at his blue buff right now.
There's like 3 of them. There's like 3 fiddles.
Wait, that's hilarious. I don't like that at all.
It was confusing. I looked at that earlier. I'm like, wait a minute, who am I actually looking at here?
Okay. Okay, so first Drake is up. Tony taking a little bit more poke. Ori ult back on the table. Jace ult also up. Do you see what I did there? I think that's very funny.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, he's chilling. He got the full steel caps. Nice. Taking a lot less damage. Only down 4 farm. Obviously, Akshan has the assist thanks to that play by Rick. Great play again. But J-Lob's doing fine. Just get Fiddle 6 and go bot. Fiddle 6. You see what I did there?
Tony is in a killable spot if this Rammus gets created with this path thing. Never mind. I thought
he might. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Turn it on. But they are roaming down for Drake. Gonna go ahead and start that one up. I mean, Abarn is 6 for his jungler here. The man is massive at the moment. Oh no, his jungler's just behind. I looked at the tempo of the map. Looks like they're gonna go for the trade here. Rick doing smart things, starting up the Herald. Great job. Music just perma pushing, choosing not to set up a freeze and let his laner gank. Never seen that before in TCL.
Yeah, I think this is a good state of the game for Tails Never Fails. I have no problems with how they're playing this so far. Tony's a little bit far behind in CS, but like I said, it's pretty acceptable. This is an okay amount. He's going to get different value than the Orianna will. Like Orianna's a fantastic laner, probably one of the best laning champs in the game, and you just don't pick Jace for that.
Yeah.
So this is okay.
That's interesting. Who else is a good laning champion? I'm just learning so much from you right now.
For mid,
Yeah.
Azir's really good. I think he's pretty hard to play, but Azir's a good laner. Talia's okay.
Okay. But Ori, great.
Yeah, she's probably one of the best mid lane champs, if not the best. Especially right now, she's pretty turbo. They've just buffed her quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of prio right now at Worlds. I know they're 1 patch behind, I think, right? But I don't think Ori got any changes in that patch.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, she's if you have someone who can play Orianna well, it's pretty invaluable. She just offers quite a bit.
You watching Worlds, Sandy?
Oh yeah.
Who are you cheering for? I forget who your team is. I know you always flash it, but you're a Fnatic fan, is that right?
Yeah.
Are they at Worlds?
So,
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's not looking good. So
we don't want to talk about it. I won't bring it up anymore. Ori gets played at Worlds. It's fine. That's enough.
So once Fnatic gets eliminated in the next couple days, I'll switch to a different team. So.
You know, fair enough.
Someone else.
Fair enough. J-Jazz on the invade here. Does spot out the Fiddle Ward. Gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Man, I have definitely been freaked out by a Fiddle Ward before. Like, no doubt.
Flashed away from it?
I don't know if I've been that freaked out, but I mean, not far. We do see gold at pretty much a dead lock here. Dragon and 1 extra kill over to the side of TNF, but as we're hitting the 10-minute mark, a pretty controlled early game compared to the last one. Across the board for TNF. Like, doing much better job. Well, I think they just have a better game plan. Tony playing a bit of back and forth, does get the flash out. Rick with the flash taunt gets instantly knocked away. Actually, I don't know if Rick got the taunt off. Abarn coming up to cover, does hit that. Is he going to take it? Nah, he's just going to roll out. Good ult discipline. Maokai and Zeri looking over there, but honestly, like, not the Maokai ult angle with just the Zeri to follow up.
Nope. Nice try from Rick. Good job from Tony from getting away, but honestly, if you're the sausages, I think you take that.
Oh, you take
Jace
ult
no
for
flash
every day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy regank down the road. Orianna.
Oh,
and
narrow
Rose
miss by Lemon. That would have been a blown flash, if not a kill. I like that. I want to see like Lemon and Abarn playing very aggressively in lane right now. Like, let it bounce, let it push to you a little bit. Take a fight in the middle of the wave. Honestly, if Rammus comes, you probably still kill 2. They have their ults up. Let me see something happen. Everyone's actually not up. I guess it's just up like the first blood gold. Like only the 400 right now. He just had a better buy.
Yeah, Speedy's done a good job at stabilizing the XP and the CS from how disastrous the early game went for them with all the ganks. This game too feels like a very Abarn dictated game. They feel like they're playing way different.
Sion's up on farm right now. Why did we pick Akshan?
He's just in the action, man. I guess I don't know.
It's okay. I got a Yone. I got one of those Yone guys on my team, so I get it. Nah, just kidding. Love you, Hippo. Rammus rolling into bot lane right now, but is spotted out on. Actually, no, those are the other team's wards. Yeah, just backing off because they will stop the other team walking forward.
Yeah, nice slow-paced
yeah.
game here. Just everyone farming up and scaling, and man, all day. Like you said, I take this if I'm tail whoop. You outscale pretty hard. It's gonna get really hard for BMS to do anything against you once it gets about 20 minutes and everyone's at about 2 items. Really, really tough.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Looking at this, like, I'll tell you what, Abarn, I mean, he's, as you said, does definitely feel like an Abarn game. Does not feel like many games TNF has played this season. Like, slow, controlled, focusing objectives, staying even in lanes. They tend to go hard to the extremes. I think that Raphael probably just timed out. Hopefully helps him escort it in. Fiddle is, I mean, Fiddle's 8 by now. I don't think we've seen a Fiddle happen. What I was going to say is, feels like an Abarn game. But man, are those boring to cast. Give me some action.
I mean, you might get some here. I wonder if, how long they're going to stay here.
I don't think you can do that much. You just
bot
get the charge, yeah.
I thought Fiddle was on the blue.
I got trolled by that too. Okay, glad it wasn't just me. On to the Jace here. Bully is as well. The twist, or sorry, the ult goes down. Stopwatch from Bully, making sure he can buy some time for his team to push up. Hook goes down from Lemon. Speedy dashes over the wall. A little bit of poke. Oriana's here, and she is level 10. Large and in charge. The puppet is big at the moment.
Actually, some big cooldowns and HP lost from the side of TNF here. I wonder, or sorry, yeah, TNF. No,
it's really just
TNF.
Ult. They have everything else up.
Oh,
Hook goes down, misses again. Ult onto Control. Jace is in the back. Control flashes.
Control, big flash.
The ult. Abarn finished him off. Rick is trying to kill Abarn on the other side. Flashes over the ult the last second. Tony's going to do that. Lemon dying in the back side. I think this is even, is it not? Technically, at this point, it's even.
Oh, no,
but, I mean, that Jace poke is huge right now. Tony will kill Ira if he gets the top of him. Speedy is not going to be far behind. But Akshan is coming from base. IREP gonna try to buy some time here. Jace goes in, twisted advance, pulls, does get the kill onto the Zeri at the very end. Not sure if that's quite worth, but maybe it is on the backside because it enabled Reform Bully to finish off the Dragon. All in all, I think they traded even on kills, yeah, because TNF is still up 1, but positive Dragon play for the side of Tails Never Fails. Oh, honestly, and Abarn, I see that in alt chat. Twitch chat is going to flame you for that flash, and so am I. It's really funny when you flash and the auto still goes through and you die.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I actually thought that it was winning for BMS there because I thought they were going to turn onto the Fiddlesticks trying to get the Dragon with no ult and no flash on him, and he had like 1.5 bars of HP, but they kind of seemed just to walk down into the Jace poke, but for a second I really thought they were going to get away with
I mean, Control like flashed in and hit like a 4-man ult there, or a 3-man.
Yeah, it's big from Control. He salvaged what actually was going to be a disaster.
Yeah, if he hadn't done that before he died, because he was dying to the Jace right there no matter what, his team would have gotten wiped. Wouldn't have been close.
But they are still able to salvage something out of this. They still have a gold lead, actually, and they actually picked up another Herald. Control TP's down to get the wave gem.
Oh, for the wave. I'm sorry, I was so blind. I was looking at the minimap because I saw the teleport chain lane. I didn't see it. I just saw 2 people in the bot lane and assumed it was Zeri. That's on me. Yeah, I mean, looking at the gold graphs now, definitely evened out in the bot lane. In fact, over like in the 2v2, they have the gold lead. Just because of that call stacking, I have to imagine. He went the Imperial mandate. Man, just build tank.
That's such an IREP thing to do.
Just build tank.
He wants the little extra damage from the AP you get, and then the passive from it, I guess. That seems like an IREP thing to do.
I was honestly thinking he would just go Radiant Virtue, because that item, oh my god, it feels so good on tank supports. It's just so expensive, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Compared to like the normal support stuff. But like, oh, so much fun to build. That item is so strong. All good, but no, he went the Imperial Mandate. Makes a bit more sense. Ult goes down. Great ult by Lemon. Hits the hook as well. Flash gets Control. Oh, sorry. Control does not flash. He just ults. Abarn, narrowly gets missed by the Rick knockup. Has to ult. Lemon onto Abarn. Sorry, onto Control. Going to die, though. Does not have his Ignite up. Doesn't quite have the damage. Bully looking for a big ult here. Ults onto just 1, and now he has 1v4. Looking terrible for him. He does not have flash up. He's going to be kited out here, and yeah. The twisted advance locks him down. Speedy gets a kill, and what was almost a fantastic play. Gets narrowly outplayed by a big control ultimate, turning everything around, and suddenly that gold lead has shifted with the Herald that will mark the, actually not first turret, I'm sorry, red team, or blue team did get that, but they'll knock that down and go up 3k gold at 17.5 minutes.
Control did all that
Ooh,
without...
flash
Oh,
comp
Abarn's gonna die again.
Under turret. Abarn narrowly getting out. Ooh, Lemon's doing whatever he can to peel. Speedy is under turret right now. I think he does get the return, but that is a 2-for-1 with some very, like, just depressingly low health bars from the other side. Jace, yeah, I was gonna say Jace is on the hunt. He's gonna get the acceleration gate Q unless he uses that to get down here quick, fast, and in a hurry. Minion wave is now in the way. Rick is on a ward right now. Flash hammers down. Rick is going to run away real fast in a hurry. He's going to make it out. So, I mean, 2 for 2, but Abarn feeling the burn again. Also, he's going the Stormrazor build, not the crit, so I think he's going, like, a bit of AP because his team's a little behind on it.
Yeah, I agree. That's what it looks like. So, I don't hate that build, but, man, I'll tell you what. They committed a lot on Control there, and Control got away with all of that without even having Flash. That makes me a little afraid to see what Control's going to do with a lot of items and a Flash now. This next Dragon should have been in the favor of Tails Never Fails, even though they had a slight gold deficit. I'm not quite sure about that now. They were a little disjointed on how that all went, and that kind of narrowed the window of play that they had actually.
Okay, Sandy, another question for you. If you had to describe Akshan, like, in terms of lane bully, late game champion, mid game spike, like, how well does it scale? I don't actually know. He's
a good skirmisher. He's a good laner, and he's a good skirmisher. I think he's
does
really
it scale
hard
as far as some other like AD type champions.
Yeah, he scales really well. Not in team fights, but in skirmishes. You know, front to back 5v5s aren't really his specialty, but
also that passive though.
That passive is very annoying to deal with, but
it's so oh god, I hate it, especially on ARAM. Not that that's what we're playing right now, but it's so toxic.
I don't like the way he's playing here because he's kind of standing like a traditional AD carry. He gets a lot of benefit from playing on the flanks.
Sure.
So, I mean, he might just be far ahead enough that it doesn't matter, but I guess we'll see.
We do see the TP in from Sion on the top side. Tried to cut them out. Lemon with the long hook onto Rick. Gets the ult down onto IREP. Twisted Advance goes as well.
Is bad.
Fiddles in the middle. Dying. Control gets bullied. Tony gets the dust plate prop. Does get a shutdown onto Rammus, but now, Akshan is in the middle. Does die right before he finishes an ult channel. I think Sion's going to pay for the sins of the father there. Speedy pops up another one onto J-Bob, going to fall without a question. And all in all, 3 for 3 with nobody on the Dragon at the moment. We do have some red pings onto it, though. It looks like Control and IREP are going to go try to start it up. Yeah, I mean, actually, the junglers are up at the same time. I think I favor the Rammus in that one, though.
I feel like sadly, this game just might be over unless Tails Never Fails changes up how they're playing. They just, they kind of hard committed onto that fight without using any of the benefits of what their comp has.
Yeah, I haven't seen a great ult from Bully this game.
No, that was a horrible Fiddlesticks ult. Sorry, Bully. It was bad. You didn't get any poke down from Kaisa or Jace before you went in. Lemon hooked in separately after. They were so separated on that. They just tried to face roll them, but that's not exactly what your comp needs to do at first. You need to poke them for 5-10 seconds first onto meaningful people, then you try to face roll them. But
I really hope they don't try anything here, because you can just give this dragon. Just give it. You have 2 dragons already.
Yep, you got a 2-dragon buffer.
But it looks like they're coming here. I mean, Bully has ult. Sorry, not ult. He has flash. He might try to go in and steal it. Oh, he's looking for something. Gets the ult onto one.
Bad. Tony's gonna die. Oh, no, he gets away.
The dust blade out. I mean,
nice.
They don't get the... Sion's on the back line now, though. Oh, God, he's just going to run by everybody. Gets the ult onto Rick. Control is separated from the team at the moment. Sion buying a lot of time. Got to watch out for that ball. Locket from Lemon buying a bit more time. Tony getting some poke, but, man, Control's hurts worse. I think
he's putting in a lot of damage. Can they turn this?
I mean, they're not going to, start a Baron or anything silly here, right? Oh, he's going to TP out.
But man, I thought there was actually gonna be an angle for BMS to actually
Oh,
try to
don't show him
turn
the
that
wave.
there.
Oh, he shows on the wave. Okay, they can stop chasing now. Yep, they ping him out top. They know where he is. I think so too. The Zeri was getting some poke on the backside as well.
And
the
she had
saplings
ult
kept coming
and
down.
ghost.
Might have been Speedy's fight to pop off on. I mean, he is at 2.5 items right now. The man is quietly massive. Like, he's been picking up kills. He's down 30 farm, even on kills.
Abarn's gonna get clapped here.
Oh, they just go on for Lemon. Go on to the safe kill. I like that choice by Rick. I think you can get both, but dodge it with the turret. Yep, that's how that works. Music.
Not bad. They
do some gymnastics, swing around.
if they feel up to it, they could even try to threaten a Baron now.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like they want to, but there was an angle for that with no support down. Abarn needed to back. He had 5 on the map, but all good.
I mean, Jace's doing a lot right now at the moment too. The man has 5 kills. He hurts, but I have a little cheeky sapling in, blast going out, music on the prowl. This looks like a dive angle top. Abarn is here to cover a little bit though. Trying to bait out that sapling. Twisted advance goes on to Tony. Gonna be ulted. Is not gonna drop. Good ult from Bully. Gets in there. Just kidding. Music does drop him, but
Bully.
2 over. Abarn gets the kill onto. Oh my god, he's solo. There it is. The burn from the Leandres gets it at the very end. And this is the Baron angle. Control is alive. No TP. Also pretty low on mana.
Yeah.
Gonna have to look for something kind of fancy. No vision in the pit at the moment that I can see. There might be a Wardbind Baron. Okay, they do see Control. They know not to grip around that ball. Guys, don't stand directly on top of the
Can
ball.
Control steal it?
I mean, he's
making
try.
them think. They're thinking. He's scaring them. They really slowed down here.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is good because
they're
we're
just waiting for
close.
Smite. They're just waiting for
Smite
Smite.
though,
Smite is
though.
not up. Yeah, no Smite on either side. They're just gonna get off the Baron.
Oh, okay.
They're
Nice.
cowards. Are you kidding me? They're just gonna look on the fight, maybe kill the jungler and re-engage. Good hook by Lemon. Rick does have to alter the roll. Tony is right there to catch it. Lemon's ult is following. Gonna give Tony the kill. Good job, Lemon, getting that out at the last second. Baron drops, but I think this is a much worse Baron 5v4 than it was a second ago 4v3. Is that like 2k health? Do you not just finish that? Am I crazy here, Sandy?
I don't know. No, having no Smite was kind of scary with the Orianna, but now I think this is.
Irep's in, Lemon dropping very low, looks for the hook on his Zeri, does hit it, another really good ult by Bully over the wall. Zeri's gonna drop as well onto Irep. That is another 3 for 1. Now you can do the Baron. If Control like solos this, which, I mean, maybe, it'd be so impressive. Abarn, get the plant. Nope, not gonna. That's fine. Okay, take number 3. Rick is coming in. Technically, he has Smite here. Man, if they steal the Baron after all this, that would be so funny. J-Bob, good job. Yep, just goes up.
He's gonna kill him. He could kill him.
Oh. Wait, he's alive. Was that the ward?
Oh, he stole the Baron!
I
Oh,
cannot
man.
believe it.
I
This is
can't
why they were
believe
so
it.
scared. This is why they were so scared.
Oh,
Exactly. That was, man, Control is on a mission to
Oh my
get his
gosh.
team off the 0 win list right now. XD
Oh my
in chat,
gosh.
indeed. I completely missed that. I thought he was going for the kill onto the Fiddlesticks. I wasn't even looking at the Baron HP.
I don't know if Fiddlesticks didn't have Smite, but I don't even think I saw him Smite. I didn't think I saw
No, Fiddle
Smite
did not
at
have
all.
Smite. Fiddle did not.
Ah, my gosh.
He used
You
it
know
in the
what's
fight.
You know what's crazy? If you don't have Smite and you know Orianna's on the side, you need to put way more pressure on her. Her ult is always going to chunk that Baron. It's really hard to time against it. So the fact that they even tried flipping it, but oh my gosh!
insane.
And he got a flash out of the fiddle, which is
Like
big.
they went up like 7 kills there in that like super extended Baron posturing, right? Like they did get a lot of gold back. Gold's only at 3k, I mean, yeah, a little under 3k difference right now. So lead's still firmly in the side of BMS, but man, that Baron would have done a lot to even this game out. Again, they don't even have to fight for this. They can just push waves while they have a chance. But looks like they're grouping for the dragon. Keep getting thrown off by the Fiddle. I mean, honestly, though, the difference in those team fights versus the earlier ones were the Fiddle ults. Like, look what happens when Fiddle gets a big ult.
Yeah, right. And honestly, with all the Maokai saplings, if Irep's good at placing them down, you can really negate that big fear that Fiddlesticks gets. You know, having vision on him really lessens the impact of that ultimate.
Oh, is that how the fear works?
Yeah, if he's
First ability
unseen,
out of vision?
yeah, if he's out of vision and he comes into it, it's huge. So
Got it. Dragon is started up. Those saplings are doing exactly what you said they would. Is going to go down. The Maokai also
he's dead.
Control is going to go for the kill. That will be a drop with the Leandres.
Love it.
Don't know if Lemon had lock it up, but he is probably going to have to flash the wall. Yep, Q out. Nope, gets blocked by Rick. Speedy vaults the wall, ults for the swag kill. Jace trying to do some poke, and that is going to be a lot of turrets that are about to drop. Tony himself in some danger right now with the turret that does not have a lot of HP left.
They are so disjointed. You have J-Bob splitting top, Tony's pushing mid wave, not poking, but then you have half of your team trying to like softly contest Dragon there, then you just get picked one by one, and they're gonna lose inhib here.
I mean, pushing with the Baron, J-Bob is backing, Bully's up in 7. Yeah, you're right, they lose inhib. What am I talking about?
And Control's gonna have his ult again in like 10 seconds. That's such a short cooldown with the build he has here.
Great zoning by Microscopic Rick. Love to see it. The man's plan is butt off this series. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Okay, so now they're chasing with 5. Nothing on the map for them to really take. Just got to push these waves out, see what they're going to do. The Baron buff is probably almost out by this point. More saplings. Lovely, lovely stuff. What else is IREP built? Can I see items again?
He seems like someone who would go Demonic Embrace next. Oh, no,
he went Zeke's, actually.
Interesting.
I don't like that item very much. But that's just personal preference.
I don't like it either. It feels quite underwhelming for some reason.
Extremely underwhelming. Just Abarn, take it.
Oh my god!
Flash takes it. Does get the solo kill. We'll see if he regrets using that flash later. But I mean, he's also at 3 items. Like Zeri's definitely. Actually, I don't know if Zeri's at. I'm curious where the gold sits between them. Hey, can I get another check? I feel like Zeri's up a little bit.
Yeah, she is. About 1,000.
About 1,000 gold. Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Hippo. Shout out Hippo on Prod, doing a great job tonight, keeping us all watching the game. I was gonna say love so much, but man, doesn't it feel like sometimes we just hate League of Legends? Oh, J-Bob's in a rough spot right now. You got ult out, brother. Good hook by Lemon to buy some time, but guess what? J-Bob gets out a lot easier. Yeah, Lemon's dead. Uses his ult as well. Gonna fall. Speedy racks up another one, widening that gap just a little bit more. I mean, hero play, making sure that the Scion has time, but I think Scion could have just pressed that.
I agree. I think he could have got out there on his own.
Yeah,
they could threaten another turret
here. In front. Oh, I think it's more than a threat, and Jace is pushing on the bot side. Gonna be backing. Does have TP up if anything super aggressive breaks out. Abarn getting a bit of poke down, but it's not like it's the Luden's Kaisa that we saw last season. This is just the hybrid damage. The Nashor's Rage Blade. What is it? Storm Razor? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the right build for this game. I think it makes sense here. I think that's.
I'm just saying that the W poke doesn't do what it used to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hated that stuff. That was it was so toxic.
I loved it. That was so. It was so easy playing that mid lane too.
Yeah, but I'm playing like slow, big, burly tanks. I just get poked, and then I get poked again 3 seconds later because I didn't dodge, and then 2 seconds later.
I'll take that LP all day, man. I love that stuff.
Sandy, if we're ever in the same game in solo queue, something went very wrong.
I don't know. I can see you getting up there.
To diamond? To high diamond?
Yeah.
We'll focus on emerald first.
I watched you play last night. You can get there.
Yeah, 5-man is a lot easier than solo queue, I tell you what. Okay, Abarn takes the ult in again. Does get some really good poke down. But Speedy manages to walk it out. Had his team there to support him. That will be Kai's ult down, but that's all he committed this time. Did not flash.
Abarn's got some compliment. Abarn's got some big balls there
doing
that without flash. Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was a good game. I thought you did well.
It's Rel. Champion's busted. They know that Abarn doesn't have flash. Ramus does go in. Music swinging as well.
Whoa.
J-Bob zoning the other side of the lane. And with this, Baron spawning here in less than a minute. Tony and Control bot lane, both with TP, gonna be looking. And honestly, like, they're a lot of either team's damage. I'm curious to see how the 4v4 would go without Control there. Honestly, I think they would, the side of TNF would take it.
Woo! I think if I was J-Bob, I would just try to ult IREP there and force him to flash away. That would have been an easy sum. Like, Abarn was shredding him with like 3 autos there.
Yeah. Man does damage. Yeah, it's really got to be like, look at the fiddlesticks. Make sure you know where he is if you want to win the fight, because all the fights they've lost have been because Bully made a great play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a 2.5 fear. It's massive.
Tony does get ulted, has the maw proc. Tony get run down, goes back in onto Control, gets the shield, auto down, flash forward, gets the speed up on both sides. He's going to be running the team, does have the scuttle to speed him out of the way, but he, as I said, just running straight into Music, gets the shutdown.
They threaten still point here now too. That's just another Ocean Dragon. That's bad timing from Tony.
Looks like they try to get a pick on the other side of the map. That Novice ult follows him all the way downtown. Does manage to trade for the Malkout, which is a really big engage tool for their side. And with that, looks like they are trying to do a little Drake Baron trade. But with the recent jungle changes, Baron has so much HP. It does not go down as
Look
fast
at the mid wave too.
Yeah, their base
Someone has to respond to it.
Their base is being ravaged.
They just go Baron. You just threaten it just like they did to you.
I don't think Jace is up for like another 20 seconds.
Yeah,
like
he's got
15. Yeah, 20 seconds when I said it. Actually, I'm a genius. Fiddlesticks is ulting in, flashes as well, does a lot of damage onto the Zeri, trying her best to get out. Music dropping low as well. Rick in the backline manages to solo League of Tanks. Amazing stuff. Big Orianna ult. That is a full 5-4-4 on the side of. I'm sorry, what's TNF against TNF for BMS, and that is likely going to be the game. We might have our second 2-0 of the week as they run down with the supers that are pushing. And it has, I'm sorry, the supers are no longer pushing, but it is just the Jace defending for another 20 seconds on anybody that's going to do damage.
And Jace has horrible wave clear too. He's got no flash. It's just
Iref ult comes in, is going to zone him out. Orianna goes down, does some poke, does not have the ult back up yet, although it's almost there. It's kind of disgusting. And with that, they're going to keep autoing the turrets. They will fall. With that, Music swinging around in a happy little circle. 2-0 for the side of Sausages. What a comeback. I mean, BMS tried to play that controlled early game, but it didn't work out for them. Oh, nope, got it backwards. TNF tried to play that controlled early game. Did not work out for them. BMS managed to play the better game and get a 2-0 on the night. Sandy, what are your thoughts?
I really thought TNF had a good draft, and I thought they had a lot of things they could do to make themselves get a win there. And honestly, it still could have been okay, but man, I really liked how BMS punished an overextension by Tony. Like, it's never worth taking that 1v1 when you have that much pressure on the other side of the map. And BMS punished it so hard. They kill Tony, translate that into Baron pressure while midwave is pushed into the Nexus, and then they just turn a 5v4 fight, and then next thing you know, game's over. I love watching when that stuff happens because I hate playing a game when people do things that are like super illegal and then you get nothing out of it. It was a huge game and big game from Control too. He had 2 really good games, and it's good to see because I still feel like he's always probably one of the best mid laners in the league. He always has consistent performances, and that really hurts. Like, it hurts your mental when you lose a game.
Yeah, I mean,
even
I put
though
him at
you're popping off, like
top 5, top 6 for sure.
Oh, top 6 for sure, easily. he has a good argument for being 5th.
I mean, with that, like we talked about it after the first game, like everybody on the side of BMS played really well game 1. Like everyone did their job, did it very, very well. But game 2, I feel like the MVP's, it's got to be Control, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
he
the only person I
deserves
say is like Rick, because he really enabled his laners early. Yeah. Like he shut down the Fiddlesticks after the early gank, you know, put him way behind on getting his own level 6. I mean, Rick played a solid series. You're my runner-up, but like Control on the Orianna was just disgusting. So many team fights that flipped so many ults that flipped the entire script on those team fights.
That too, and then also a shout out to the bot lane with Speedy and Irep, because that was like the duo bot lane that everyone likes to see. You know, like they
did a great job tonight.
Yeah, and we finally got to see the big power of it today. Even in this game when they fell behind to those early ganks from Fiddlesticks and Lemon hitting some big hooks, they withstood it, and they still ended up getting the win, but Zeri was ahead of Abarn in gold. So
yeah,
good job to
them. I'm gonna pull Control in here, and we can talk to him real quick.
Alrighty.
Control, how you doing?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah? How's your team feel? Got a win under your belt? Looking really good. 2-0 in the team.
Yeah, well, it was bully, so you know how that goes.
Hey, let's be nice here. They played a good series. I mean, there were a couple moments that, honestly, if you hadn't just done everything exactly right, could have flipped the entire script. Like, specifically thinking about that level 3 against Fizz, where you flashed over the wall, knocked him away at the last second, and got the counter for his dive, and then, like, the big team fight at Dragon, where you flashed in and got the ult right before you died. But I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on the series, without flaming anybody. Thank you.
Oh. Well, bully doesn't count, right? Anyways.
He is a person. Yes, he is.
Okay. Well, anyways, it was fun. Our goal is to have fun. Had fun, and we won by having fun.
Okay. Great interview as always from Control. Sandy, you got any questions for him?
How does it feel to finally get a win, even though you've played great every game you've played?
It feels good. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Man, the most eloquent of all the mid laners, for sure. Give him number one in that
Oh,
spot at the
I want
very
to
least.
shout out. I want to shout out to my boy Tank Muffin for teaching me everything I know. And then I also want to shout out to God. Thank you. And then also my mom.
Okay.
Good man.
Well, Control, this is not the Super Bowl. Appreciate the shout outs nonetheless. You got a little bit of season left in front of you. What's your game plan going forward? Just continue to have fun, I imagine is what you're going to say. I can just say it for you.
Yeah, and win obviously.
Okay. Well, I hope that plan works out for you. Unless you play my team. Other than that, man, I mean, not much else to say. Great game tonight. You look disgusting on the Oriana. Huge, impactful plays that just flipped the entire script. And yeah, well done.
Well, thank you guys.
Have a great night, bud.
Bye.
Okay, Sandy. Anything else you want to say here before we wrap it up?
Nope, I'm in a flex queue right now with my team, so I probably need to leave.
Of course you are. Before you go, though, we will let everyone know the next game is tomorrow night, last game of week 3. It is Sandy's team, actually, Team
What?
Snack. Is it not? Did you guys
I don't know.
play? No, you guys haven't played yet. What are you doing, Sandy? Don't do that to me. It's Team Snack versus Wodge's team, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's my brother's team.
Yeah, that's right. We got you guys are playing against each other for the first time in TCL history, I believe, correct?
Sad, yeah. I like
definitely-
blood, but feels bad not being on my brother's team.
I mean, hey, that's fair. That's fair. Blood runs thick. Okay. With that, everyone, tune in tomorrow night for another exciting installment. We'll see if Team Snack can continue the 2-0 streak, or if they get toppled from their lofty perches by Wodge, Swiss, and the rest of the crew. With that, that'll be all from us on the caster's desk for TCL. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you tomorrow.